So this is part 2 from homework number 16. We're continuing with number 9 through 16. Number 9 says copy and complete the table, and I already completed, no, I haven't completed, I just copied the table, and we're just going to go ahead and start plugging in the values for x into this expression. So for the first one, we have 3 times 3 minus 5. All I did was just plug in 3 for x, and that's 9 minus 5, which is 4. And then I'm going to plug in 6 for 3, and then minus 5. That's 3 times 16 is 18. 18 minus 5 is 13. And then I'm going to plug in 9 for x. That should give us 27 minus 5. 27 minus 5 should be 22. Now for number 10, we have phrases, and we have such phrases that we have to convert into expressions. So it says, write the phrase as an expression. And the phrase is the sum of 28 and 35. So we have to look for key terms here. Keywords that will give us what math operation we're doing. So I see 1 and it's sum, and then we're given 2 numbers, 28 and 35. So what does sum mean? Sum is basically a translation for plus. So the expression here would be 28 plus 35. That would be your expression. For the following one, we have a number x divided by 2. So they're telling you that you have a number x, right, which is the unknown, the variable, and you have a number 2. But what relationship do they have? What's going on between these two numbers? They're being divided. So this number, x, is being divided by what? 2. So that would be your number expression here. And then number 12 says, number 12 says, the product of a number m and 23. So we have this keyword here, product, and then the unknown, and 23. So another word for product is multiplication, right? The multiplication sign. So there's multiplication going on between some number m and 23. So we would just write m times 23, or you can also write 23m, because remember, if you don't have anything between the two, like a plus or a minus or division, then that just indicates multiplication. So you can have m times 23 or just 23m. And then moving on to number 13, we have 10 less than a number a. So this one's a little bit trickier because you really have to think of what it's saying, since this number is presented first. But let's go ahead and circle and highlight the key terms. So we have 10, and you have less, and then a number a, right? The unknown. So they're telling you that 10 is less, meaning that it's smaller. So we're going to write 10, and a minus in front of it, a negative, because it's less, right? So 10 is less than a number a, meaning that this number should be bigger than 10, right? So that's why we're putting it in the front, because it's bigger, so I'm going to be able to subtract it from 10. So a number a is less than 10. Or no, 10 is less than a number a. So 10 is less than a number a. Now for number 14, we're given the problem. The expression p minus 15 is the amount you pay after using the coupon on a purchase of p dollars. How much do you pay for a purchase of $83? So they're asking you how much are you going to pay for a purchase of $83. So this is the purchase amount. And this expression, P minus 15, what does it symbolize? What does it mean? Well, it should indicate the amount you pay after using the coupon on a purchase, right? And P, what does that mean? P dollars, purchase of dollars, right? So P minus 15 is the expression we're given. And P minus 15 is basically the amount you pay. The amount paid after using coupon. So that means that once you're giving the coupon, once you get that discount, this is the amount you pay, P minus 15. And P is what? P, only the variable P means dollars, right? The purchase of dollars. The purchase in dollars. So how much do you pay for $85 purchase? So you're just going to go ahead and plug in 83, or I'm sorry, I've been saying 85, it's 83. So you're going to go ahead and plug in 83 minus 15. And once you subtract this, you should get your answer on how much you paid. So I will go ahead and leave that for you so you can find the number. It's not 0. So you would have to subtract 83 minus 15, and then you get your answer on how much you paid for the purchase of $83. Now number 15 says, the expression 15A plus 12C is the cost in dollars of admission at an amusement park. So 15A plus 12C is a cost, right? It means a cost in dollars. But for what? For an admission at an amusement park, right? Admission. For adults and children. So they're saying that A stands for adults and C stands for children. And they're asking you, find the total cost for 5 adults and 10 children. So you're given the expression 15A plus 12C. So this expression will give you the total amount you pay for the entrance of an amusement park. And A stands for adults and C stands for children. So they want to find out how much would it be, what would your total cost be if you're taking 5 adults with you and 10 children. So we're just going to go ahead and plug in 5 for A, right? Because adults represents A. So we're going to go ahead and plug in 5 for A because you're told that 5 adults are going and A represents adults. So you're plugging in 5 for A. Now you're also told that 10 children are going, and remember that C represents children, so we're just going to go ahead and plug that in. And 12 times 10 is what? 120. And 15 times 5 is 75. And once you go ahead and add it, you'll get your answer on how much you guys spent. So that would be about $195 was the total cost. And lastly, we have number 16, and it says, to rent a moving truck for the day, it costs $33 plus $1 for each mile driven. So $1 is for each mile driven. For each mile driven. So we're given this little scenario here, this little word problem. And for part A, we have to write an expression for the cost to rent the truck. So in this little problem, they already told us that to rent a moving truck for the day, it costs $33, right? $33 plus what? $1 for each mile driven, right? But we're missing a little variable because this is what it is just for one day, renting the truck one day, only by using, for each mile driven. So we don't know how many miles this person's gonna drive. So we have to let the second part represent a variable, right? Because it's $1 per mile. So we can go ahead and write 1M and let M represent the miles, right? Miles driven. Because we don't know if one person's going to drive 30 miles, maybe the next person can drive 50 miles. We don't know, right? So we need to have a variable stand for M for the miles that the person's going to drive, because it says to rent a moving truck for the day, it costs $33 plus $1 for each mile driven. So $33 plus the miles that they're going to drive, which we don't know. So the expression would be 33 plus M, right? So in this next part, it says you drive the truck 300 miles. How much do you pay? Well, we have 33 plus M, right? That's the expression we came up previously. And now we're running the truck 300 miles, and we're just going to go ahead and plug in 300 for M. And now we're just going to go ahead and add that. That's going to give us 333. So we would pay $333 if we were to rent the truck and run 300 miles on it.